Hello, good morning. Today we're making up a crowd pleaser, some pulled pork, because who doesn't love a good pulled pork? We got our awesome and delightful, and let me flip the camera over, there we go, Traeger Grill. We got a mix of apple and hickory pellets going on. We go at 275, even though it fluctuates a little bit. So there we go. Yeah, get up there. So our Traeger just ready to go. It's gonna be, we're gonna have it 5 hours on the smoke. They're gonna wrap it up for about 3 more hours at that 275 and just really finish her off in some foil. And then we didn't plan around 2 giant pork butts, and we are good to go, son. So let's talk about it. Let's talk a little bit about the pork butt. So it is about just shy of 7 o'clock in the morning. Pork butt's been on there for a while, and it takes about 8 hours. I like to do it either 5 or 6 hours on the smoke, and make sure it gets a nice, really dark bark, because once you pull that pork, you think about the surface area of that pork butt, that pork shoulder, to how much meat you got, and it's going to be kind of thin. And darkness is color is heat is color is flavor. All those old tropes and cliches. I mean, they're true, right? So what I like to do is you want to really break up that bark as well. That's why I like to cut in as well as pull, especially that that top fat, because I'm a fat side up guy. You know what I mean? And then just really chopping that up. Make sure you get a nice dark bite in every little bite of pulled pork. It's great. And here's the thing about pulled pork is that it is a crowd pleaser. People do really like it. And the whole thing about barbecue is people like what they like. I mean, people generally like ribs. People generally like brisket. I don't know why you wouldn't. The whole turkey, if you do smoked salmon, any of the other barbecue stuff like burnt ends. Except it does seem like universally people do like pulled pork if they eat pork, right? Where it's even kids, like kids can be super picky. I know that my daughter, she doesn't like picking at ribs because it's got the bones, and it's like ew. But put some pulled pork in front of her, it just goes a ton of things because it's delicious. It's soft. You can make a sandwich out of it. You can just eat it straight. It's great. It's fantastic. It's a great vessel for doing some barbecue. That's why you see, like when you're doing family gatherings or high school graduations, a lot of people do pulled pork, and it is great. It is wonderful. So that's what we're doing. Now we got 2 of those shoulders ready to go, and also on top of that, it's really cheap. It is a cheap cut of meat, that pork shoulder, because the ones that we got, we just picked up from the local regional grocery store for $1.48 a pound. It's amazing. That's not even on sale. That is the going regular price, and it's gonna be different where you live. Since we're here in Minnesota, the Midwest, a really big, heavy pork producing state, as well as Iowa. So you can see why that the prices are pretty reasonable around here, because there's a lot of supply. So it may be different where you are. Fully understand that, and I'm just excited. I'm ready to go. Barbecue sauce wise, I'm not a big sauce guy, but if you do sauce, do sauce. And since we're doing a little bit more on the ketogenic no sugar diet, here's what you do. Here's a secret: yellow mustard and hot sauce. I like Frank's Red Hot for this application. Mix that together, and then a couple packets of stevia, just a little bit, so you get a little bit of sweetness with the heat and the tanginess of the barbecue. If you're gonna do sauce, or like I mentioned, just getting a really good bark on that bad boy, tons of flavor. As far as the rub goes, I like to keep it really simple. For all of my stuff, it's kosher salt. It's 14 mesh black pepper, so a little bit coarser. You have granulated garlic, not the powder, never the powder. Hashtag never the powder. Because granulated, if you have the garlic powder, and you see this a lot, a little bit more onion powder than garlic powder, where it's just, it's like talcum powder. Like you're LeBron James, you could take some of the onion powder for the game. Nah, you don't like that. Plus, garlic salt, never use garlic salt. You want to control the salt level that you got there. You don't want additional salt element. I like the pureness of the kosher salt. So just get the granulated garlic. If you go to Costco, they have one of those bottles of granulated garlic. It's phenomenal. It's like $5. So you're good to go there. And then since this is pork, I like to get a really nice dark red mahogany color going on. So all of the paprika. And here's what you do. You get paprika and then you get more of it so that you have all of the paprika. It's good. So I'm just gonna enjoy this coffee since we got some time to kill before this pork butt is gonna be getting going. Hello. So it's the day after, and we got some of our leftover pulled pork going on there. Oh, look at it. Oh, Lord, and now troubles with God. And this is great too if you're doing the keto diet, if you're doing a bodybuilding thing, because it's cheap. You can do it in big volume, because we had two shoulders. One was 10, one was a little bit shy of 9 to begin with. Yielded around 14 pounds of meat. We ate a lot of yesterday, but going into the week we have just over 8 pounds, and you can portion those out for doing meal planning. It's great. And also macro wise, doing 200 grams, which is just shy of 8 ounces, you're gonna get, it's 400 and actually I should have checked this out, 459 calories, 47 grams of protein, and 28 grams of fat. So keto wise, you were super good to go there. Also the sauce. All right, so yes, I know the barbecue purists. So good barbecue does not need sauce, and I'm with you. But this, it's yellow mustard. It is Frank's Red Hot. It is apple cider vinegar and a couple packets of Splenda, and well, not Splenda, sorry, stevia. There we go. So going with the stevia instead of the sucralose, but I mean just a little dab will do. Also, just the versatility of the pulled pork, where it tastes good on its own, tastes good with a little bit of sauce. You can scramble it up with some eggs, you toss them in some tacos, you can do a sandwich if you're not keto, you can do some stir fry with some vegetables. There's a lot of things you can do with it. Where also I found too, kids love pulled pork. Now, kids are pretty picky about a lot of things, but doing this where you're just giving them some nice meat, some good protein, some good fats, you're really going to be good to go. It really just does not get boring. Yeah, so I recommend doing up some pork butts. You don't even need a smoker. Hell, just do them in the oven. Put a nice rub on them, a little bit of olive oil, just do them up in the oven low and slow until they start falling apart. You're fine. You were good to go there. It is really just a delicious cut of meat, and I highly recommend it if you're on your keto journey. So hit that subscribe button on YouTube. Actually, I don't know which side it is on anymore. Give us a like on Facebook. Also follow me on Twitter and Snapchat, all in Andy Carlson Show. Yeah, good luck.